Hi, I'm Tiffany. This is The Balanced Life, Redefine Success, Redefine Fail. And we are continuing on our series talking about how to get motivated to improve our station in life. Not just looking at what's happening now, but changing who we are so that we're ready as things improve to see our life dramatically improve. And in a previous video, I talked about how to get motivated to meet your needs. Now I want to talk about staying motivated. So if you missed the previous video, please go to my channel and view that and other videos. I have everything from recipes to homeschooling to English lessons, creative writing lessons for kids and things like that. And then I have a lot of psychological refocusing. So staying motivated to meet our needs. In the previous video, I talked about the excitement of starting a change and what you need to do to get yourself started. If you really believe that it would make a difference, you would do it. So now you believe that it will make a difference, which is why you started, but you've been doing it for a little bit and you're really not seeing much change. Like I gave the analogy of exercise and throwing coins. If I would have looked when I had 3 handfuls of coins in this coffee cup, there's no way I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be able to go out to eat with that and have a really great meal. But throwing the change in there for a few years resulted in that huge fancy dinner for our family without even noticing that the money was gone. I was a professional writer for years. And as writers, we talk about something called the sagging middle. It's the part of the story where it's not exciting, but you're not quite at the end. So you've built up, you've introduced the characters, and you kind of got this middle part where you need to keep the story going, but you can't always have a car crash or, a bad guy jump in. You've got to keep the reader engaged and you've got to keep yourself engaged. And as a writer, it can be really strenuous trying to push through that part until you get to those final, 20 or 30 pages where you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. As a reader, we're always, looking and going, okay, I've only got 2 more pages to the chapter. I can read a little bit more. And then we have a hook to get you into the next chapter. All right, this is the same thing with staying motivated to meet your needs. After we've been doing it for a little bit, when the goal still feels really far away, but so does the starting point, we're just kind of stuck in the middle. This is where most people quit. This is where you need to develop the habit and do it in spite of the emotion. So this is where I'm going to talk about the book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I absolutely love this book, and I'm pretty sure I have an Audible membership. I have no affiliate relationship. There's no link or anything. But I know that at last summer, I was able to download it for free because I have that monthly membership. That may still be the case, but it's a phenomenal book. I actually bought it in print and then later got my Audible subscription. It's truly what I did. What he presented, it frustrated me because that's what I did back in the early 90s to graduate from college, the top of the class, summa cum laude, which means the highest honors. I had a 3.9 cumulative from the honors college, got through in 4 years, working and doing all those things. And I always, like I tell people, I was always in bed by 9:30 p.m. and slept 7 to 8 hours every single night. I never pulled a single all-nighter. The closest I ever came was staying up until 11 o'clock one night. And I was able to do it because I developed a series of habits and routines that were effective. And I actually helped my husband with these when he was going through his postgraduate school. He had his master's in nursing. He was getting a advanced practice RN designation beyond his master's. And it was a really intense program for about 2.5 years. He couldn't even work when he was doing it because of the clinical time and the commitment to the classes and things. But by helping him learn the study strategies I did, which were little incremental things, he was able to get through this. And he also got his first master's degree while working a full-time job, a part-time job, and going to grad school full-time. He got his master's with a 4.0. So the compound effect. Now, that's not from reading Darren Hardy's book, but he talks about those things. So read his book. You don't have to listen to my stuff. It's simple daily tasks over time. An example would be like a check sheet to make sure that you're doing little things, a routine, a calendar. one thing that I did when I was first developing as a professional writer, you're working on writing a book and it's 50, 60,000 words, and you don't know if anybody's ever even going to look at it. You don't know if you can even get an agent or an editor to give you the time of day. You're writing it just hoping that maybe someday somebody will want to see it. And so to keep myself motivated, I made a deal with my kids. You guys go to bed by this time with no fiddling, fussing, and whatever. And I will mark on this calendar, it was one color if I didn't reach my goal of word count, one color if I did, and one color if I went 1,000 words or more beyond that. And every morning, my oldest daughter would get up and look at that calendar. And for a long time, I did really well. And then I started slipping. And then I saw the disappointment in her face. And then I wanted to do better, but I felt guilty. And then I had developed bad habits. And eventually I took the calendar off the fridge and I pretty much stopped writing other than for paid projects. But I never really did that book. So a check sheet can be very effective, and a lack of completing it can cause you to fail. That is why you just have to put on your adult pants or panties and do it. Your flesh or your emotions, they don't get a vote. They don't get to decide if they feel like doing it, if they want to do it, if they think it's a good idea. If you have determined this is the course of action, you do it because that's what you need to do. You don't get up each morning and decide, am I going to go to work today? Am I going to take the kids to school? Am I going to get up and be an adult and feed my kids and change the diapers and do the laundry? You just do it. And that's what it has to be with this kind of thing too. You have to develop a habit and simply decide to do it. Realize that you don't need to be motivated. You need to be committed. Let me say that again. You do not need to be motivated. You need to be committed. That's how you become successful. So realize that this is the hard part. There's no magic plan, no answers beyond just doing it. So stay motivated by staying committed. Be a person of your word. Let integrity and the firm belief that you can get there be the thing that takes you there. When my husband decided he wanted to go into the career field he's in now, he was a paramedic. We were in debt more than a year's salary from the cancer battle and the adoption. We had cars. His car worked okay, but it was really old. It came out the year I graduated high school. And we were in our 30s at that point. And my car didn't really hardly ever run. I kept burning through cars because we kept trying to buy $500 cars because we just didn't have any money. And he decided, I want to go to school and not only go from being a paramedic with no college credits to getting a bachelor, an associate's degree, then a bachelor's degree, then a master's degree, and then a postmaster's certificate. It took us 12 years to get there. There were lots of opportunities to quit, but we're so glad that we pushed through. And we did quit a couple times. There were a couple times where he just stopped for a few months at a time. And then he would dust himself up and go, nope. And at the very end, in that final push, the last few years, he had up on his wall when he had gone out to Wyoming and camped in the mountains and stuff. It was a picture of him looking out over the mountains. And he said, I didn't come this far to only come this far. And I've said that to myself many times. I did not come this far to only come this far. I have a further goal. You can use all the motivational rah-rahs that you need. Stick them on your kitchen cabinets like I do. Stick them all over the house. My house looks like a high school locker. I mean, I tape things everywhere. It keeps me motivated. But the bottom line at the end of the day is you just have to decide that this is what has to be done to get there. And you just do it. So stay motivated. I believe in you. You can do this. You can accomplish it. I would love if you would share in the comments below your ideas and things that you've done to stay motivated when it's really tough. Thanks and have a great day. See you next time.